Today, I'm going to be talking a little bit about this. This is a 2022 Mercedes-Benz GLE 350. This is a loaner car that I received while our SLC 300 is in the shop at Mercedes-Benz of SLO. I just kind of wanted to talk about the car itself and what I like and don't like about it from somebody who's owned 5 Mercedes over the years, and you know, this is just a brand new one that I've had the opportunity to experience for about a week at this point. Put about, I don't know, 250 miles on it, something like that. So I guess if I want to sum this up in one sentence, this vehicle, I would say that the statement, "It's too big to have a 4-cylinder," would probably be the best way to describe it. The car is nice. I'm not going to say that it's not nice. It's comfortable, it rides well, it's got tons of room. You know, there's a tow hitch on it, which I imagine is just for show because it has no power. You know, it's got a nice big area in the back, the seats fold down, it's got a lot of power things. It actually has less than my GLC 43 did, even though this is a 2022 and it's newer. The interior is very nice. It's very comfortable. You know, here's the back seat. It's a 40-20-40 folding seat. This has the Burmeister sound system in it, which I can talk about in a minute. It has CarPlay. It does not have any of the adaptive driving things, so it's kind of a weird package that this vehicle has. But you know, the real, I would say my complaint about the vehicle would be that it has a 4-cylinder, that the new 350 is a 4-cylinder. Mercedes-Benz should be embarrassed to consider a 4-cylinder a 350 or a replacement for their 350. The 350 platform was very, 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 very good for a long time. You know, the M276 was the engine that they used. I had 2 GLKs and an E-Class that all had that same engine platform. The 7-speed automatic transmission with the 6-cylinder naturally aspirated engine. And, you know, honestly, that platform performed really, really well. I averaged, you know, low 20s, mid 20s in fuel mileage in the GLK, which is a small SUV. It's a little bit smaller than this, but it had a lot more power, a lot more get up and go. It was a lot better merging on the highway. It pulled a lot harder when you get to higher speeds, you know, 80, 90, 100 miles an hour. It pulled a lot harder, where this kind of, it's okay down low, but it doesn't really have any torque, and you can tell that. It doesn't really take off. It doesn't suck you in your seat. It kind of swells. And, you know, it does 0 to 60 probably in 6. I don't know what the exact numbers are. I'll look them up. But, you know, it doesn't perform as well as my GLK did. And I realize it's bigger, but it also didn't perform as well as my E-Class did, or my mom had an ML 350, which I drove quite a bit, and doesn't perform as well as that did either. You know, I think it's nice. It's a nice place to be. The infotainment system, I think, is really good. I like the new steering wheel. I like the dash cluster. I like the, you know, the gauges. The gauges are changeable, so you can go from like a sport mode to like a comfort mode. It's got this lighting thing where there's like this bar here that changes different colors. So, you know, you can set it like it's purple or it's green or it's blue or like whatever. It's a full like RGB thing. This center screen is nice. It's a touch screen. It's easy to navigate. It has CarPlay. You know, the car in general is pretty nice. It's comfortable. It drives nice. It's quiet. You know, I would say that this is the car for your wife. This is the car for your mom. This is probably not the car for somebody that cares about performance. It just isn't. It doesn't have the power. You know, the fuel economy isn't terrible, but it has a ginormous gas tank. So, you know, that definitely helps. When you fill it up, it's got 500 miles of range. The average fuel economy since I've been driving it, 21.8, which my GLC 43 did better than that and had a tremendous amount more power. So it's just, I don't know. It's an anemic 4-cylinder that's trying to scream all the time. It's just, you know, like, this is not a Volkswagen Golf. My Golf R with a 4-cylinder performed. My Mini Cooper with a 4-cylinder performs. This weighs twice as much as either of those. Has a similar amount of power and a 4-cylinder. Like, it's just, it's not good. It's good. It's not great, I guess. It's not what I'm used to Mercedes of the past. You know, it probably performs about as well as my Honda with a V6 in it, the Passport, which is a naturally aspirated V6, is 4-cylinder turbo. I would say that pulls a little bit better and has a little bit more low-end torque. But this is, you know, probably better on the fuel economy side, and also, you know, like, just cruising does fairly well. It's got a 9-speed automatic transmission. It feels like it's always hunting for gears. You stomp on it, it has to downshift 4 or 5 times. That happens very quickly. Mercedes-Benz has always built good transmissions. But, you know, it's got a lot of cool features. The infotainment's cool. The climate control is cool. It took a little bit of getting used to. You know, I'm used to the old style controls with the wheel in the center, and this doesn't have the wheel. It's got like this touchpad. But it's, you know, it's fine. It's got a Burmeister sound system. We can kind of talk about that. So I've had Mercedes with the Audio 20 system, which is their base. I've had Mercedes with the Harman Kardon Logic 7 system. Both my E-Class and the SLC 300 have that. My GLKs both had Audio 20. My GLC had Audio 20. This is the longest that I've kind of played with Burmeister. It's fine. It's better than the Audio 20 system. So if you're the kind of person who wants to buy a vehicle and the vehicle is what it is, the Burmeister option probably makes sense in that it is better than the Audio 20 system, and the Audio 20 system is just terrible. It has no bass, no low end whatsoever. It's got, you know, 6 4-inch speakers and one little 7-inch woofer in the kick panel. Like, it's terrible. The Burmeister system has a lot more speakers. It's got surround processing. It still doesn't have a lot of low end. There's some there. There's not a ton of it. Your adjustability is kind of limited, but it's more adjustable than the Audio 20 system is. So if you're looking for a good sound system, you can buy a car with the Audio 20, and you can do an aftermarket system in it for less than the cost of the Burmeister sound system, and it'll kick the crap out of the Burmeister sound system. My GLC sounded better, my GLK sounded better, both of them with an aftermarket sound system. I think the Harman Kardon actually sounds better than the Burmeister, but you can't buy Harman Kardon anymore. The new stuff is all Burmeister. If I was going to buy this car and leave it alone, I would probably buy the Burmeister. But if it was me, and I'm me, I would buy the Audio 20, and I would replace the gear in the front doors and add a subwoofer and turn it into an aftermarket system. It'd be about $1,000 less than what Burmeister cost, and it would sound better. But again, that's just me. Some people like to keep their car stock. They don't want to deal with warranty stuff. Maybe it's a lease, and they don't want to put equipment in to have to take equipment out. I understand all of that. So that's really it, you know, from somebody who's owned 2 GLKs, an E350 coupe, an SLC 300, a GLC 43. For the last 7 years, I've had a Mercedes. And then previous to that, my parents had an ML 350, an E350 sedan, and a CLK 550 that were all, you know, that I spent a lot of time behind the wheel of all of those cars. They had them while I lived with them, or while I was of driving age, you know, so I spent a lot of time in those vehicles. I would say that, you know, this is the least impressive from a performance standpoint, but it is, you know, very well equipped. So like I said, you know, if my wife was looking for an SUV, this might be one that I would consider for her, because she doesn't really care about the performance. She cares about the comfort and the creature options and, you know, like all of the toys, and this has a lot of those. So that's really it. You know, thank you for watching. Hopefully this helps somebody who might be considering one of these. I don't think that the GLE has a tremendous amount more room than my GLC. I had a GLC 43, and I think from a financial standpoint, I would probably consider a GLC 43 over a GLE 350. They're probably around the same amount of money, but the GLC 43 is going to outperform this in just about every way. It'll tow 5,000 pounds without issue, and you can get a very similar infotainment system, very similar CarPlay setup. This car does not have the driving aids. I think they call it, it's like Drive Pilot, or it's not autopilot. It's Distronic 2 and Drive Pilot or something like that, or I forget what the exact name of it is, but it's the lane keep assistance with the automatic cruise control. That system from Mercedes is awesome. It's not quite as good as Tesla, but it's way better than like Honda. It does a fantastic job. It has stop and go. It keeps you in the lane very well. It follows cars in front of you very well. I would recommend buying that package, especially if you do a lot of highway driving. I used to use it daily driving down the highway. I'm surprised that this car doesn't have it. It's kind of weird. You know, this has a $3,000 Burmeister upgrade, but it doesn't have the automatic cruise control stuff, which, you know, a lot of brands like Volvo and Honda and, you know, a lot of other outside brands are including that as a base thing. You buy the base model, it automatically has that. So anyway, thank you for watching and have a great day.